Hello everybody and welcome back to my channel. My name is Rebeah and I live in Italy. I make vlogs and also I make videos to help anybody that's actually living in Italy or wanting to live in or to move to Italy. All right, in this video I want to talk about, I want to give you a list actually of English schools in Italy, all right? So English schools in Italy, these are chains. So they've got multiple branches all over Italy. So if you want to come here and you have no idea where to start your career or where to apply for English jobs, probably these ones might, you could probably start here. Remember as well that there are many English schools around, private English schools that you can go to as well. This list is not, exhaustive. There's plenty of schools that you can apply to. These are just the big chains. Okay, so there's a list of 7 here. I've had experience with some of them. Some of these schools maybe I've applied to them and I've had no response, or I've had personal experience where I've worked at them as well. I would say that the salary for most schools I would say is around, maximum you probably get is about 1.4-1.5. Let's get stuck into the list. So number 1 on the list is the British Council. British Council there's one located in Milan, Rome and Florence. Those are just the ones that I know about. The salary range, there says here between 1,200 and 2,500. I don't know anybody that's made 2,500 here, but maybe it's impossible. It's not impossible. They look for qualifications such as CELTA and Delta, and your wage would depend on, how many years of experience you've got and also your qualification. I will do a video in the future on those certificates, those teaching certificates. All right, number 2 on the list is EF Education First. Okay, locations, they said it's located in many major cities, including Milan, Florence, and I think there's one in Torino as well. So the big cities, and the salaries they say ranges from 1,500 to 2,500 per month. This may include bonuses of additional responsibilities and teaching in the summers. Okay. The next one, International House, right. Locations, Rome, Milan, Bologna and Naples. Teacher salaries can range from between 1,300 and 2,500. Again, that's what they say. I think sometimes if you go into the south of Italy, sometimes the pay is a little bit lower as well. So just bear that in mind. And I think that they should really have their they should all start their price from about 500 to 800, because maybe you might work part-time or something like that. So I guess this is based off full-time. Okay, so that's International House. The next one is Berlitz. I've worked at this one before. There's not a chain in Turin, or is there? Maybe there is a new one. There is one, I think, here now. I think there could be one in Turin. Okay, so mainly in Milan and Rome and Naples. Yeah, I think when I was working for them, they were based out of Rome. But they've got connections all over the world, Berlitz. So I think no matter where you are in the world, you can possibly pick up a job in Berlitz. Okay, and the salary is from 1,200 to 2,000 per month, with pay on hourly basis. Yeah. The pay is definitely hourly basis, ranging from 30 to 50, depending on your experience. I definitely wasn't on 30 euros per hour. Maybe after tax it could have been that. Mine felt after tax a little bit more like 18 euros after tax. So, right, next one is In Lingua. Locations in major cities again, Rome, Milan, Bologna. The salary is 1,300. And again, it says depending on your experience. Again, this one I don't have much experience with. Okay, number 6 on the list is Cambridge School. I think Cambridge School is probably going to be a little bit more competitive to get into. a little bit more difficult to get into this school. They maybe want a higher quality of teachers, so maybe the pay will be a little bit more. Found in big cities again, Milan, Florence, and Turin. There's one area in Torino, and they do ask for the CELTA or the Cambridge qualification that you've got, the CELTA, yeah. Again, the price ranges from 1,200 to 2,300 per month, depending on qualification and experience. All right, the last one on the list is Ellen Doran English. I don't know about this school, but its locations in larger cities, including Rome and Milan. The salaries here are from 1,000 to 1,800, with flexibility based on classes size and teaching hours. All right. So they are all of the schools. Okay, so if you've got this far in the video, please just pause, press subscribe, press the like button, and if you need to, also share it, guys. Comment also, let me know which schools you've worked at in the past and what your experience has been with these schools. Thank you. Like and subscribe, it's free. Okay, so those are estimates. Remember the estimates. The higher end, definitely I would say, guys, that you're not likely to get the 2,500. So don't get excited about that. You're definitely more likely to start on the lower end, and you might start with low hours as well. It's not that common that a school will say, okay, here's 40 hours straight away, here's 30 hours. Sometimes you have to work your way up, and it depends on the time of the year as well. Depends on the time of the year. Usually the contracts run from, or your busiest periods will be September through to June. July, August, things start to die down a little bit because people are breaking up for the summer. So those will be your busy months, okay, of working in any of these schools. To begin with, they are most likely going to give you a small contract of maybe 10 hours at a school somewhere, for example. 10 hours for 30 weeks, for example. 10 hours for 30 weeks working at Fiat, okay? Teaching one-to-one lessons to adults, something like that. Okay, so the contracts can look a little bit like that. You may have to have many schools underneath your belt, although it can be quite difficult to have many schools underneath your belt because you need to keep availability open for the school, for the other school. Yeah, so I mean, if you have two schools, you've got to keep availability open for that school as well. So both of them got to work together. So the best case scenario a lot of the time is to work at a school and also to supplement your income with private lessons. Okay, what else do I want to add? Right, so I mentioned the locations of each schools, the location, but the location is not that important because it's not always, or it's not that often that you actually work at the location. Some teachers do. They work at the location and then the students come and they see them and they have, they work their 30 hours at the school. In my experience in the past, sometimes I worked in the school, but most of the time they gave me contracts outside of the school. Okay, so they work and have a relationship with businesses outside of the school and schools outside of their school. So they will send me for 13 hours a week to Fiat, another 13 hours or 10 hours to Chrysler, I'm making things up, another 10 hours to Ferrero, so into different places. So you're not going to be, most of the time won't be based at one place. Okay, anything else? Any other nuggets that I have to add? Qualifications vary. If you have maybe a CELTA, you might be taken more seriously, but many companies don't ask for it. I keep saying a Tesla. TEFL. The TEFL now, again, they might not ask. Some schools do, some schools don't. Some schools will just take you with no experience as well. But I think it's always good just to have some knowledge of what you're going to be doing. So I recommend that you get some type of teaching qualification. It doesn't have to be an expensive one, but I think it's a good foot forward. And I will do a video basically on those subjects of which qualifications that you probably should do or get if you want to teach in Italy. So yeah, I hope these help, and I hope these points help you guys to find work in Italy, to find a teaching school in Italy. All right then guys, well thank you very much, and I'll see you in another video. Ciao.